Alright everyone, we've got one last function to go over before we're done with the lessons for the week, and that is the SQL function like. This can be found on page 60 through 62, and I would highly encourage you to follow along in the book on this one because it's kind of complicated, but it's very powerful. So what we're going to do is go back to our notes. You guys should be taking this down. It's called like, and where it goes, it's a condition and a where clause, and what it does is it performs searching within a field. So the table we're going to use for this as our example is SKU data, because it's got plenty of text that we can look through and search. So we're going to go ahead and create our SQL query as usual. Don't care about your cheater tool. Moving on. So just to make it simple, I'm going to do select star from SKU data. We've done this. Gives me everything. Yay. So what if I wanted the information on our tents, but I don't just want data on the tent with the special features in it. Like we've got these half-dome tents, and then these half-dome tent vegetable, which I believe is an accessory for a tent and isn't really a tent at all. Well, I could just run a search for half-dome tent. Well, actually, a better example would be our masks. Let's look at masks, because we've got two different kinds of masks here. So I want information on all of our masks, not just the two that are there. Well, you could do this by doing where SKU description equals div mask small clear, or yada yada, actually listing it out. But you can actually run a where clause that actually just searches for anything where the field contains the word mask, and that's done using the like clause. So the condition for that is you list the field that you want to compare it to as usual, so SKU description, and then rather than equal to, between, in, not in, all that mess, we use like. And then remember when we were doing department, we did equal to water sports. It's a string with the single quotes on each end. Well, like is compared to a string as well. So you could say like mask. And you could run this, but you're not going to get anything. What you're missing are the wildcards in the text. And the wildcard in a like clause is the %sign. So what this means, that what this text literally says is where the SKU description has the word mask at the end. It can have anything at all before it, but it has to have mask at the end. Well, if we look at the data, we're still not going to get anything because there's stuff after mask as well. So you can put the wildcard on the other end too. And what this one says is, as long as it has mask anywhere at all in the text, it'll show. Doesn't matter what comes before it, doesn't matter what comes after it, as long as it says mask somewhere. So let's try it. And there are two masks. Pretty simple. So if I did small mask, or what is it? Div mask, excuse me. Div mask with the wildcard after it, as long as it starts with div mask, it doesn't matter what comes after as long as it starts with div mask, because this is literally where the string starts. New string, div mask, anything comes after. And that matches. Now, you can also use like to perform a specific number of to perform searches on a specific number of letters or characters in rather. The example they use for this is where skew is like, and then they have a wildcard, the 2, and then 2 underscores. And what this means is anything can come before it, and then there has to be a 2, and then there can be 2 characters after it that can be anything, and it'll match. And what that does is it tells me which skews have a 2 as the third character from the end. Now it's nice to know how to do this. What I can say is that I've not seen this used a lot, but it's good to know how it's used. Like is very important. So let's do another example. Ooh, inventory. Let's do our inventory. I want to know about all of the tents that we have. Where skew, description, like, and then we'll do our wildcard because anything can come before it, and then the word tent and a wildcard after. And we'll run it. And there's our information about the tents. Rather than having to go through and like write it down or any of that, we've used a where clause to limit it to just the stuff with tent in it. So it's pretty cool, huh? Like is something that we're going to have to use pretty extensively. It's very important that you know how this works. So the %sign is the wildcard character, and the underscore is the wildcard for a single character. So I hope that makes sense. I know this has been a lot of lessons for the week, so if you have any questions, please feel free to go back through, watch them as many times as you want, go through it with me. I've uploaded the database to Blackboard. You can also contact me by email if you've got any questions. If you've got something you'd like us to go over in class, there will be an opportunity for you to bring this up before the quiz is given so that we can clear up together any questions that you might have. I realize that this may seem complicated, but it doesn't have to be. So this is a very powerful tool. And knowing how to use it makes you very valuable to a company because it's such a rare skill. So let me know if you have any questions. Feedback is also helpful because this is the first flip class I've ever done. And we'll go from there. So I'll see you on Monday, guys.